What's going on, everybody? It's the Crypto Wonder, the host of the Crypto Wonder podcast. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, hope you're doing well. Let's get it. Now, I just saw an interview. Well, not an interview, a stream. Hexagon community. It's always something going on. Hex is a very active community that make blogs and streams and posts and all the time. So the question of Ethereum, the subject of Ethereum POW came up, right? And it was to the effect of what do you think will happen to Hex on POW? And the answer was, from this particular person, it wasn't Richard, it was somebody else who said that, they appreciative of the copies they got of, the Hex tokens onto ETH POW and even ETH Fair, right? And that, the code is code, Hex is Hex, right? So, but he also went on to say that what he's not happy about is the fact that the price of Hex, the cost to the Hex token on ETHW and ETH Fair is much, much, much cheaper than it is on ETH POS. And that's honesty. That's honesty. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it just shows me the fact that, you are hating on the fact that people gonna come up, on the fact that people gonna come up. You are hating on the fact that people gonna come up, on the fact that people gonna come up. See, that's the thing. That's the truth right there. Folks are hating. And of course, the person who was talking is a person who's been in Hex, long time in the beginning, made it well, made off very well, very successful, wealthy and all that right now. But of course, because that's the truth. I could respect more honesty than dishonesty. People are getting a chance to bag up, to bubble up, but then the imaginary horrible came up. They got to be an imaginary horrible. Well, what if, how do we know that this chain will be here in a year? A year from now, how do you know that the chain will be here? Because the thing about, the whole thing about another imaginary horrible, and another reason why people are upset about ETHW and ETH POW, so they'll tell people, don't put fresh money into those chains, right? Don't put fresh money. You're free to do whatever you want, but they'll say, don't put fresh money into those chains, right? Like fresh money, like you go into a produce section in the aisle, the produce aisle, and you want some fresh, cabbage. Don't put that into ETHW and ETH Fair. And I'm saying to myself, you are hating on the fact that people gonna come up, on the fact that people gonna come up. You are hating on the fact that people gonna come up, on the fact that people gonna come up. What else do you call it? What else can you call it? Besides envy, jealousy, right? But I get it because, there's this imaginary fear or horrible. Hey, this is not me coining these terms. I didn't coin imaginary horrible. The whole concern trolling thing, I didn't do that. But there's a thing of, what if the ETH POW and the ETH Fair blockchain chains are not here a year from now? What if they're not here anymore? Like, do y'all not know? Do you all, I guess some of y'all don't know, like, BitConnect blockchain still works. That blockchain is still running. Okay? Now, granted, there's no community, right? But I don't understand about like the whole thing of like a blockchain that's no longer here anymore. Maybe he misused, maybe he said it different, like he meant it different, but said it different, whatever. But if a community is not dealing with the blockchain, I could see how it could become sort of like a quote unquote unusable chain, even though it can be used, but not a chain that's not used, or a quote unquote dead chain because there's no active volume or development taking place in the chain. I get it. But when you have a community of Hexagon believers, right, that see, oh, you can get Hex on ETH for 3 zeros and a 5, depending on what pair, or, like much cheaper than what it is on ETH proof of stake. That's why those have been the most popular coins on those chains, because the economic energy that has flown through those chains are keeping everything up, are keeping the price up as far as Hex. Not even keeping the price up, but keeping the interest up. As far as, people, oh, wow, take a look over what's going on there. That's why. Because the community, the power of the community, people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to go where their money is respected too. Because if you're saying the Hex code is code, which, right, there's nothing wrong. It is. Code is Hex is Hex, no matter what blockchain, street or curb or sidewalk or highway it's on. It's the same thing. Then yeah, makes sense. But people are mad because other people are scooping them up at a fraction of a cost. Why are you mad? Why? Why are you mad? Let it go. Why are you mad? And see, this is what, like, folks, come on, man. Be the solution. Right? Don't be an aspect of devolution. Be an aspect of evolution, right? Just come on. Stop trying to destroy. Stop. Because people are just basically learning from the founder of Hex what crypto's been all about. That's what they're doing. And applying some of the things that they learned from him and applying it on these new chains. Are they wrong? I don't know. Time will tell. But I don't think I buy into the whole thing of like the blockchain may disappear in a year, like ETH Power and ETH Fair. But that's me. That's me. I don't think it's gonna disappear in a year. If the community doesn't use it, I get that. But for the whole thing to just not be, not exist, like I said, BCC exists still. It's just nobody talks about it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Be well. Peace.